Hey everybody, I'm Brendan Willis. If we haven't met, you might be asking yourself why I'm not wearing the green Willis shirt. This is for our commercial company. Just ignore that. I just needed to talk a little bit today because Fescue seeding is coming up soon, and I wanted to discuss with you what our process is, if you're having us do it, what you can expect and what you need to do. So I just kind of wrote this down here. First of all, our process is going to be different than what other people are going to do, okay? So we are a little bit scientific about how we do it, and you know, ours is kind of like farming, okay? It's not done with aeration. We use what's called a power seeder, and it's a really good, heavy, strong machine. And we actually cut slits into the ground, and those slits get seed put down into them. And so it's about a ½ inch to an inch deep, which is the perfect depth for seed. And I've actually got some graphics here to kind of show you the difference between how we do it versus how an aerator would do it, which is how most companies do. And then there's also another standard, which is just drop seeding over the top of your existing grass, which is something that we will do if you don't prepare right for us. So with us, this is actual real measurements, okay? I've taken the measurements underneath our seeder. Our seeder has wheels that spin. They're blades that are about a 1/16 of an inch wide that cut slits into the ground, okay? Every 2 inches, it has about, I don't know, 20 or 30 of those underneath there. So when they make a pass, it's cutting 20 or 30 slits into the ground. And so the blue lines here would represent the slits, and then the red dots here would represent seed that's actually going into the ground. So you can see here it's very consistent, and this is kind of showing you the top-down view. This is going to be showing you the side view if you're looking, you know, level at the ground. You can see we've got a nice level ½ inch depth, ½ inch to 1 inch depth, where the seed's all planted it the same way. With an aerator, the problem is it's poking holes like every 4 to 6 inches, and the holes are like 2 to 4 inches deep. So what happens is you have these perforations in the ground, which is great for aeration, but the seed drops down into those holes, and then the sides of these holes collapse in, which is what it's supposed to do with aeration. Those seeds are too deep to actually germinate very well. And then you just have the other seeds are just kind of scattered on top of the ground, as you can see here. So this is if you have a top down, you can see a lot of seeds tend to accumulate around those holes, but a lot of them just get buried. Now you can have some success with doing it that way, but this way is much, much better. It's more like a farmer would do, where they're really counting on each plant to come up. Okay, and then this one here, this would just be if you're looking at the grass, you know, from the side. And basically what you do is you just come and you drop seed down into the grass that's already there, but you're not tilling up the soil or tearing up the soil or anything like that at all. That works pretty well if the grass is already established and thick and you're just trying to continue to keep it thick every year. But if it's thin or bare, you really need to get some soil contact on that seed, okay? So our process is really, really good, and you're going to have really good germination as long as you water correctly with our process. Now, the second thing to this is, with Willis, you're really paying for a premium service. It's not a cheap overseeding service, it's a premium service. If you don't prepare right, then we're going to have to do the top-down approach of just throwing seed on the grass already. If you prepare right, then we can come in with our machine and cut the slits in the ground and put the seed in there. If the grass is this tall when we show up to seed, we can't use that machine because it is way too much stuff for that machine to process. For this, if you can go ahead and, I wouldn't scalp it down to the ground because that will damage it. It's not the same as Bermuda grass where you can scalp it down to the dirt and it'll come back. But you can cut it down to 1 inch or 2, and you're cutting off, you know, a huge portion, then we can get our machine in there, cut the slits in the ground, and put the seed in the ground. And then, you know, it'll be very yellow and brown whenever you're finished mowing it, and you'll think you're killing it. But when we come seed it, and then you start watering it, it will all come back really nice and thick, much better than it was before you cut it down at the end of the summer. So please mow short and be sure to bag the clippings. You cannot just leave them there because we also can't seed into that very well. With watering, what you want to do is you want to keep the ground moist for 2 weeks, even up to 3 weeks. Not wet, but moist, okay? So you're going to water your pop-up heads that are going to be your fan type heads where it just pops up and it sprays out in a fan. Those are gonna be running for 2 to 4 minutes per zone, 3 to 4 times a day. And that will usually be enough to keep the ground moist. Your back and forth rotor heads are gonna be running 4 to 8 minutes, 3 to 4 times a day. And that should be enough to keep the ground moist. You're gonna wanna do that for 2 to 3 weeks. And then once you get past that, you can start cutting it down to once a day and just for a little bit longer each time. And then as we get into winter time, cut it back to once a week and then just get it turned off for the winter after that. Right now, the city of Edmond is watering twice a week. Oklahoma City is still on there. I think they're on their odd even water cycles. But what you can do though is you can go out and water by hand. So if you're fortunate enough to have a large fescue yard, I'm sorry, because you have to water the whole thing by hand right now. But if you have small areas like under shade trees and stuff like that, which is what a lot of our clients have, just fescue in certain areas, just do your best. You can water it every day by hand. Just go out with a hose and just wet it down nicely. You'll be watering a little bit longer, but at least your seed will be there moist and able to germinate like it should. So anyways, our process is fantastic. It's got very good results. Our goal is to help you get it to the point where every year, your fescue is staying, and we're just thickening it up on a yearly basis, not reestablishing the whole thing. So thanks for tuning in, and hopefully this will help you with some success in your fescue areas.